Like it?
Yeah, I do.
It's our new groovy music. We're very proud of it here on the Todd and Erin morning stream. Good morning.
We're never going to settle on music for the show.
No, because none of us are capable of making a decision.
None of us can make a decision and do that. By the way,
much, yeah.
Tell them the Todd and Erin morning stream at getpardaily.com.
I actually did. Hey, good morning to everybody on Facebook. And yes, that's true, Paula. I do have my favorite kind of Pepsi, and I'll tell you more about it later because I'm a UofU graduate, so I'm an alumni and I'm prejudiced.
All right.
So, by the way, good morning to Facebook and good morning to the Mountain Cam. It's brought to you today by our dear friends over at Black Diamond Service Experts.
Oh, look, less smoke.
A lot of the smoke is gone, which is nice. And they say that we're back up to the hundreds for the weekend because, you know, you can't really have a 4th of July celebration.
Until someone dies.
Pretty much. That's the given, I think.
Right.
Hi, good morning, Karen. Good morning, Susie. Happy Hump Day. All right.
Coming up, stories.
Epic stuff. I've got a video coming up next that's going to totally blow your mind. This dude gets hit by a bus, and the way he handles it is like a boss, okay? Also,
I don't think you had much choice of how you handle it when they're...
This one's like a bus. And then also the interesting Pepsi story. We've got your big festival update for the weekend.
And we got a guy who went to jail for no apparent reason.
That seems problematic.
And it is, well, we're going to have dueling stories. We're going to let Facebook decide which one's the worst.
All right, I understand. We've got to go to this right now. Brandon, do you have the video of the bus hitting the guy? This is in England.
No, do I have to watch this?
No, this is epic, and it's worth it. It's a little intense, but it's worth it. So it all turns out okay. So here's the video.
Yeah.
They have all those cameras, security cameras all over London.
Oh, no.
This guy's walking, so you can see him down there. He gets hit by the bus. Look at him. Now, watch this. Watch this. He's down there in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, I see him.
Kind of gathers himself, gets up, and walks into the pub. He walked into the pub. Here we go again. This poor man. Boom. Ow. Look at him. I mean, that's like insane. You would think he would never get up again. Now look at this. Stands up, lower right-hand corner.
Goes in and gets a Guinness.
I mean, this poor dude.
Oh, again? Do I have to keep watching this?
How can you stop?
Look,
nails the pole, everything. But here's the killer deal. So he gets up, brushes himself off, goes into the pub, and he's having a beer. And then finally, the rescue workers and everybody's running around going, and they finally find him, and they go, you need to go to the hospital.
Like you've been hit
so
by a
we
bus.
can check for things. And he goes, let me finish my pint first. Like a boss. The only reason I absolutely love that story.
Hit by a bus.
Right? I love that story because I think the British are so stoic anyway, but Sean Bean's one of our favorite British actors.
Daisy, we think you're stoic.
So stoic.
You're so stoic. No, there's this great story about Sean Bean. He's an actor. He's been in everything in the world that you've ever seen. I'm not even going to try. But he was talking to a friend at a pub one night, and I guess she was young and gorgeous because they hang out with actors. And this guy went by, and he made this nasty comment about her. So Sean went over and said, you're going to have to apologize. And the guy instead stabbed him in the side of his side. And so Sean goes back and knocks him out, then goes back into the pub, sits down, and continues drinking. And there he goes, could you just give me a bar towel? Just tucked it into his waistband on the stab wound. He goes, oh, it's not much. He didn't even go to the hospital. It's like, what is it with you people?
Do you get a discount at the bar?
At this point, I'm really hoping so. I just thought that was amazing.
All right, what's up with Pepsi?
Okay, I'm not sure this
Pepsi,
holds the power of Pepsi or the power of the University of Utah. But if you take a look at the picture of Pepsi, it's a royal blue.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's a royal blue can, right? This is a long time packaging, imaging thing that they've spent trillions of dollars to research. And
every Greek restaurant that I've ever been to serves Pepsi.
No Coke Pepsi.
No Coke Pepsi, just like on Saturday Night Live.
Well, here's the deal. The University of Utah said, we will switch from Coca-Cola to Pepsi as our beverage provider, but we can't have that can.
What?
And Pepsi went, why can't you have that can? They went, that's royal blue.
Which is?
We are not royal blue. That would be the Cougars down at BYU.
Oh my
Pepsi
gosh.
went,
no.
Okay, I see your
No.
point. And they're going to change the can to red for the University of Utah. Win! I'm so proud.
Yeah, except for if you like Coke better than Pepsi.
I don't think that's the important thing here. I think the important thing here is now we have a red can proving we're cooler.
Okay.
Duh.
It's great.
All right, let's go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. It's brought to you by Robert J. DeBry. He's got offices in St. George, in Sandy, and Salt Lake City. If you need his help, just go to robertdebry.com. Also, by Executive Transportation. Executive Transportation, affordable and is fantastic. And all you have to do is go to Executive Utah in order to book your ride. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, 24-hour service. And there's something in your house that needs servicing right now because we're about to go into another 100-degree weekend. Daisy, good morning. What's going on?
Hello everyone. I would be in trouble if I went to the U because I don't like Pepsi at all. So I'm never going to do my master's degree now. Bummer. Here's what's making headlines on GepHardtDaily.com. Firefighters in southern Utah are facing a grave challenge as the Brianhead fire grows to more than 50,000 acres. The blaze, which started 11 days ago, has forced the evacuation of hundreds of residents, and it now looks like it could be days, if not weeks, before firefighters get the upper hand. The weather today isn't expected to help. Heavy wind warnings are still in effect, as temperatures are expected to hover near the 100-degree mark. Sad news out of Hogle Zoo, where staff members are mourning the death of Winston the macaw. Winston flew the coop during the zoo's World of Flight bird show and ended up being hit by a car. Winston had been the star attraction for close to 10 years. It's the second freak bird death at Hogle Zoo in the last couple of months. In May, one of their birds flew into a wolf pen and was promptly eaten. And some great news today about Primary Children's Hospital here in Salt Lake City. For the first time ever, the facility is ranked among the nation's best hospitals in all 10 pediatric specialties. The rankings were made by US News and World Report. The hospital ranked especially high for its performances in cardiology and heart surgery. And now a look at your Wasatch Front weather, where we'll continue to hover in the low 90s and upper 80s over the next few days, lows in the 60s. That's it for now. Stick around for news from Tinseltown. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Todd and Erin, for now, back to you.
She was talking about the primary children's story.
Right. We know that guy.
We know that guy. He works in the emergency room, and we pretty much know most of the emergency room personnel by first name because our kids are like there every other weekend. So,
we're going to get a wing dedicated to us.
It seems only fair.
We're working on it.
Yes.
So going on, a lot of people going, oh, 4th of July, crap, what am I going to do?
How about if you go to Christopher's for dinner and then you don't have to worry about parking downtown because you have a limo ride.
Wonderful.
Right? It's the big thank you. Thank you so much for being willing to join us here on the morning stream in numbers that we are really, frankly, stunned by. But so in order to say thanks, we wanted to send you down to Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. They have this one beef medallion tenderloin thing that is...
Stop doing this to me.
No, it's torturing me too because I keep thinking about the summer menu. Anyway,
you're a horrible person.
It's dinner for 4, and then we have executive transportation picking you up, and it's wonderful because you don't have to worry about driving or parking. It's very simple. Just go to one of our 3 Facebook pages to enter. That's Todd and Erin, Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved. Just make a comment under the show today. Share. You're entered to win, and then we pick another winner on Friday.
Thanks very much.
That's simple.
That's the big thank you. Speaking of driving,
yes,
I have here a list of the worst drivers in America. This is by city.
I swear to God, we got to be on this
Take
one.
75 metro areas around the country. All right, so let me say this: the best drivers, Detroit, where they make cars. Also, Providence,
Detroit.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Well, that's because they're all well bred.
Rhode Island, Orlando, because they're all inbred. Sorry. All right, here we go. Where do you think we are on the list?
We've got to be in the top 10.
All right.
Everybody I know hates Utah
Bakersfield, California, Denver, Colorado, Omaha, Columbus, Los Angeles.
That's a given.
Wait, we keep going. Richmond, Virginia, Riverside, California. There's only 2 left. Where will we be? Salt Lake City, Sacramento.
We're number 2. Yay, us. We suck. But we suck big, and that's the important thing.
Oh, if you're going to suck, you just might as well go.
Right? All the way.
So there's a phenomenon we have noticed that Point of the Mountains is like this breaking point heading south.
Right.
And you can feel it going north, too. You hit Point of the Mountain, and people become idiots. And I do not know why. On the road.
What is the possessive issue with the passing lane? Have you noticed that? I will stay in this passing lane. I will go 55 miles an hour, and you will not pass me. But it's like, that's the point of the passing
Even
lane.
in the HOV lane, they'll do that. When you're supposed to enjoy that, and just breeze by everybody, but no.
Yeah, it's this curious ownership issue that like seems to pop up right at the corner of the point of the mountain. I'm not sure why.
I got screamed at the other day. I learned to drive on the East Coast, and the East Coast is sometimes you don't use blinkers, and the reason is you don't want the other person knowing what you're about to do. Right? And so there's a space I have to get over one lane on I-15, and there's a space. I slide in. I mean, perfectly. No braking, staying with the speed, getting on the guy in front of me, just, perfect spacing and stuff. The guy behind me freaks, and he didn't even have to hit his brakes. And evidently, I was a little too close. Well, that person should never leave the state where people know how to pass. And by the way, if you're passing, so let me get this out because it might feel better. When you're going to pass or go into another lane, you must power through the move. So your blinker goes on. You powering faster, getting into that lane and go. And that way the people coming up, you don't like pull over and then start accelerating. Okay.
You feel better now? Usually I'm the one who flips out with traffic. Look at you.
You're the one they flip out at, but yeah.
All right, hey, coming up next, there's a new war in the war on drugs. There's a new front, and it's in a place you will never,
It's horrifying.
ever imagine.
It's coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Oh, she always pushes me away in bed like that. So anyway, 4th of July, don't laugh.
Not a word.
4th of July weekend. What are you going to do? What's going on?
Okay, first thing is this afternoon, I will have the complete list of all the 4th of July celebrations and festivals along the Wasatch Front, which is why my fingertips are bloody stubs right now because I spent most of last night typing the post.
Question for you.
Yes.
Are you going to cover fireworks in this? Because a lot of places are starting to ban them already.
I've included I actually found a little graphic that it's like a little no fireworks graphic, and I will be putting that next to the festivals in the towns that are saying no fireworks. I think Eagle Mountain was the last one to say it's not going to happen. We're not going to do this.
Right. Why chance it? But
Yeah.
the professional ones, they're going to use those.
Yeah, that'll be epic. But so anyway, I'll have the whole list for you. Freedom Days actually starts like tomorrow, so they're like ready to go. This is like the entire like 5-day extravaganza. So. It's interesting. They have all the big festival. They have entertainment, food, jewelry. They've got a big old-fashioned carnival.
Wait
It's
a
kind
minute.
of cool.
They have jewelry. What festival would be complete without jewelry and bounce houses and face painting?
You're always the one who stops at the Silver Spoon jewelry place. You make me do that every time. Every time.
Okay, it's a good thing.
You know you love it.
Sorry.
All right.
I have a ring from them.
Fun and free today along the Wasatch Front at the Happy Valley Farmers Market, which I adore.
Where is that?
This is down in Robinson Park in American Fork. Starts at 5, runs through like dusk. Most of them do. But it's a really nice little one. I actually had a friend call me up and tell me about it, that they have all kinds of really cute little things to buy.
Rings,
The
jewelry.
veggies are wonderful. She said that there's a lot more veggies there than you expect for this early in the season. The other one is the sugar...
Wait. Let me say this. You're talking about farmers markets. There are so many of them, and a lot of them don't get the love like we're doing right now, like the one at Wheeler Farm, which is open on Sunday, and it's a great farmers market, but they don't get the love, and so now...
You know, if they had gone to the Todd and Erin page on gephardtdaily.com, they would have found the complete list of farmers markets along the Wasatch Front.
So go do that.
I've also typed in my hands into bloody steps for you.
And
so,
support your local farmers.
See?
And jewelry makers.
we are here for you.
Don't
It's
frighten
true.
them.
Sugar House Farmers Market starts at 5, and that's down at the Fairmont Park. Also really, really nice. So those are the two festivals, the two farmers markets for tonight. They're both free. They both have entertainment. There's all kinds of cool stuff to do, and they're both really attentive to kids, which I like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you're dragging kids around, they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. So if you can make it entertaining, you've won half the battle.
All right.
So there you go.
Here's a story for
Todd
you.
and Erin page, gephardtdaily.com. I'll have it all.
Well, here's a story for you. Let's say you go to the library. What do?
You check out some books, stuff like that.
the new thing in this, we'll use Philadelphia as an example here. The librarians are being taught to save lives. And this is just unbelievable. This is, the librarians have the kits, Narcan, I think it is.
Oh yeah, the emergency injection that
stop overdoses.
Yeah.
And in Philadelphia, it's a story about one of the librarians, and she's a teen, and she's working at the and she's already saved 4 people.
You've got to be kidding
in
me.
a month. And evidently, the library, like ours, is a place that has air conditioning. It's open to the public, and some of the people who are homeless, or some people who are transient, or whatever.
Yeah, it's a haven for the homeless because
Right.
it is. It's a warm, safe place, or it's a cool, safe place. Also, they read too. But if you remember, when we went to the Utah Arts Festival, it filters through the Salt Lake City Public Library downtown, and there were like 5 or 6 different gentlemen who were kind of lying by. Their wheelchairs were kind of tucked to the side, and they were there sleeping when we came and when
Right.
we left because it's a safe place to be.
And they
Yeah.
usually don't allow that. They allow you to sit and whatever, but sleeping, I guess, is something that they're kind of sensitive about.
I can understand
But
that.
these other San Francisco, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Denver, these in the last 2 years, they're having all their employees know how to give the injection to save lives. Every morning they go through the grounds and they pick up needles. They go through the bushes, make sure people aren't in there that are overdosing and stuff like that. It's so prevalent.
I can't even imagine the psychic trauma, though, of having to find someone. I mean, that's overwhelming.
And plus, it's long viewed as a guardian of safe spaces for children.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's just amazing. Here's what one of the security guards, they know how to do it too. Recently, the last couple weeks, the librarian we're talking about, still in her teens, went out and found someone, gave him the shot. He's blue. He's not coming around. And evidently, this drug is amazing. I mean, it stops the overdose.
It's a huge lifesaver.
It's crazy. It's crazy fast. And then she gets on her, because they're doing this. They got walkie-talkies and stuff. And she gets on a radio and says, "I need another one. I need another one." Security guard runs into the office, comes running. Most of the time they carry him. Gives him the second shot, and he pulls through. She's 19. She wanted to be a librarian. The whole Dewey
I can't even
Decimal
imagine.
System.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine that kind of a job.
You know what this is like?
And
It's like
especially when it's something that you would consider to be completely so unsuited for what
quiet
you're searching
librarian,
for,
right? And it's like when I went to college, I was going to be a ranger, a forest ranger, at national parks.
You would have
and
been a
stuff.
hot forest ranger.
Thanks. But now they carry guns. Now they're police. Before they were like flora and fauna, and they'd introduce you to the animals, and they'd show you the sights of the area.
And the scat. I remember a lot of programs about scat when
Yeah.
I used to go to the national parks.
And now they carry weapons, because now they're forest police. And so librarians doing that, I was just amazed by this.
A 19-year-old girl who saved 4 people.
Yeah, and he says she'll probably come across 3 more this week. That is crazy. And you know what? I mean, we have our
I really am
issues.
speechless.
We work downtown and at our other place, and we saw lots of stuff. Actually saw a person walking around with a needle sticking out of his arm. And so it's out there, and I know we don't have that
Seriously?
problem, but that is, right? I don't know.
I'm kind of overwhelmed. Oh, good morning. And yes, Lindy, I do agree that an empty Red Vines box is bad luck. On Facebook this morning, good morning. And Susie, you're right. I do need more. Tanya, hi, good morning. Yes, my voice is back. I have no idea why. And Jennifer, thank you. I'm glad you like the lists. I love you too. So yeah, by the way, once again, Farmers Market, 4th of July celebrations. It's all on the Todd and Erin page on GephartDaily.com. Are you taunting me with the empty Red Vines box?
Oh, wait, you know what? This is taunting you. Isn't that horrible?
No, it's like my freaking kryptonite.
It's like,
when
oh.
I came in and Patrick, who's our news director, had bought this gigantic tub. I'm like, "You're trying to kill me. You want me dead." He's like, "No, he wants
And
me dead."
now it's gone.
Pretty much. Okay, explain this thing about wedding guests, because I thought this was really funny. Because every time I've been a bridesmaid, it put me in the hole for
How much money? They say on average a guest at
Just
a
a
wedding
guest.
spend $880. Now that seems high.
That can't be.
That can't be high. That's
Is that if you're traveling and stuff?
That's for people with more money. Well, that's what it gets into. The fact that if they... And why do couples get married in Hawaii and expect you to go? Number
You're coming, right? You're like, as soon as you buy me a money store that I can walk into and buy money, yeah.
First of all, your vacation time is gone, right? Use that up. Plus, you fly to Hawaii. Then you have care for your kids and your dog, and then you wear your clothes. And women usually, like you, would say, need new shoes. Going to Hawaii, it's got to be festive. And then, so that's how it adds up. So if you go through the fact that this is if you're invited. So the invitation should come with $500 in it. And if you're a bridesmaid, you have to pay for an ugly dress.
It was one of them cost $1,200, and I looked at it and I went, "You know, I'm in college, right? I eat macaroni and cheese sandwiches."
It says the average wedding attire is $81, and this is based on the fact that maybe you want some new shoes.
You spiff something up.
Or and you're adding to something else that you're going to wear. And then there's the gifts.
Yeah, the gifts.
And
I've learned a lot about that.
We had a very modest wedding, and we just had.
I thought ours was really nice.
We had like 50 people, right? And some little food and stuff like that. Had a very nice ceremony.
Yeah.
It was very nice, but we didn't like push for gifts or anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy. It's nice.
Local
I like
politician.
Them. Oh, that was funny. Do you want to tell them?
No, you go ahead.
It was a certain county mayor, and everybody in the press suddenly received a wedding invitation from her daughter one day. None of us knew her daughter, obviously.
Who was this?
But she had all of her mother's mailing lists from all the media.
Does this start with a W?
It was Nancy Workman.
Oh,
so
okay.
anyway, Nancy Workman, cough. But the best part about the invitation is it strongly suggested that you not come to the wedding.
Don't come to the wedding.
But then it had a very specific, detailed thing saying, we really want money for our honeymoon trip, so this is how much we feel like you should be donating, and this is the bank. This is where you can either drop it off or you can write us the check. Here's the envelope. I felt so special.
I did too, and see, this always gets into the whole problem I have with, going crazy on your wedding as opposed to buying furniture for your new house.
Yeah, agreed.
Maybe I'm too practical.
Well, no, I mean it's.
I mean, I like swans and throwing white doves into the air as much as the next guy, and maybe a bounce house because I'll go.
Well, you got to have a bounce house.
There's
I think that's a given.
House.
Yeah.
But it's a day. It's a beautiful day.
Well,
it's
we're
an
not,
important day.
I'm not going to say any names, but we did have two friends who didn't speak to us for about, what was it, about 5 years?
We have a lot of friends who don't talk to us.
They went and got married in India. Neither one of them is actually from India or has any heritage from India, but they wanted to be married there because they do these epic pageantry style weddings that are incredible.
Right.
And so they said, so that's where we're going to be, and New Delhi, so it'll be in August. And I'm like, that'll be great. And I'll go look on the register and I'll send you guys a present. She goes, no, you're coming. I went,
I thought they said at a deli, and they didn't.
We're like, we can't fly to India for your wedding because that's like India. And she was furious. She wouldn't talk to us for like 6 years, and I'm like, what?
And then
do all you guys do this? I'm dead serious because I see these stories and I always wonder, like people who pay $100 a plate for people at their weddings and people who, buy the $1,200 bridesmaid dresses. Does anyone out there do that? Because we
have people who get married twice, and not because of a divorce, but they'll go and they'll do their special thing in India or Bogota, something like that. I just like that word, Bogota. And they'll go and do that, and then they come home and do the ceremony over again. And so
you kind of ring out the last of the gifts.
Then we have another person who's been married 5 times, and what do you get them?
Are you talking about my dad again?
No.
Because that was 6.
I'm not. So what do you give them? What do you give that person? What kind of, sure, fondue pots are good, but seriously, napkin rings? Because
anything you have left in there.
You can't, they can't commit. Why should you? Right? Seriously, it's just like, you could re-gift. Oh, you want to know the story? Let me tell them the story.
Tell them the story.
So these people got married, and for some reason they gave them a silver platter, and the silver platter is gorgeous, and who uses silver platters more than people who are younger? And they got this silver platter, and they went, oh, this is great. And so they said, we should have it, our initials put on it, engraved. So they took it down, and they said, this is what we want, this is the style, give us a call. The guy gives them a call in 2 days, and he says, oh, about your tray, your silver tray, yeah, I can't engrave that for you. And they said, why? And he goes, because this thing has been buffed, the old initial's been buffed out so many times, there's not enough silver left on the platter. So it's a regifting thing, which I think is hilarious.
Silver is so thin, there's nothing left for me to engrave.
It will go right through to the other side.
Isn't that epic?
That's so funny.
I always liked it because it was so completely shameless. Okay, dueling horrible stories.
Dueling horrible stories decided by you on Facebook.
All right, so if you're with us on Facebook Live this morning, good morning.
All right, you have to vote. And one is, story number one is the pastor.
Okay.
All right. And he threatens, this is because of gay marriage,
okay,
that he's going to light himself on fire. Here he is.
He's going to what?
He's going to light himself on fire.
He's going to light himself on fire if you're allowed to get married if you're gay.
Yeah. The preacher also claimed that religious leaders should offer themselves up to be shot dead.
Well, we can start with him. I'm fine with that, but it just seems like that might be a little bit too much to volunteer.
Preachers need to get out in front. Leaders need to get out in front. Out in front. Ordinary citizens stay behind, and they should yell, "Shoot me first."
Wait, give me a minute.
He previously claimed God should drop a nuke on the U.S. because it appoints gay ambassadors. That's story number one. We're going to call that Crazy Pastor.
Let's go back to the concept of shoot me first, because this one's working for me.
Go for it. Yeah.
That's good.
But first he can't decide. See, that's the problem. Can't decide about being shot or being lighting himself on fire.
I think lighting yourself on fire is a lot more uncomfortable.
Both are a commitment.
Yeah, they really are. It's pretty specific.
You got to commit to that.
You're walking into it, and you're not coming back out.
Crazy Texas pastor. That's the one.
Story number one. Okay.
Story number two. This guy in Florida, it's always Florida, is driving along, gets pulled over because he's driving without lights on. So they pull him over and stuff like that. He is covered in white powder. They look at him. They see that he is also on parole for white powder and other drugs.
If you're going to be smuggling drugs, you have to remember to follow all the traffic rules, like speed limits and lights and stuff.
Here come the dogs. Canines. Canines looking around his car. They signal positive for drugs there. They also do an officer field test. They add some liquid to the powder and positive, right? Because it's powder and it's white. And the guy was on probation for it. Seems like everything's fine. They throw him in jail. Throw him in jail for 3 months.
That's awful.
3 months.
Wait, 3 months? What do you mean 3 months?
3 months. And then
he didn't get a hearing for 3 months?
No, he kept telling him, I do drywall. I do drywall. I sand drywall. This is the dust from the drywall. The lab test took 3 months to get back, and it was negative for cocaine.
Are you kidding me?
3 months in jail. All right, so
for drywall.
For drywall dust.
Karen's voting for number 2, and she's laughing.
And it's a horrible job.
Tanya's voting for number 1. Oh, no, she's voting for number 2 also, but that's only because of Miami Vice, and she loves Don Johnson, but that's fine with me. I don't care what your
She's going by region?
I don't care where the regulatory plans are.
I'll tell you what,
the worst story, that's fine with me.
Sanding drywall is bad enough, but going to jail for 3 months, at least he didn't have to do drywall.
I don't see how you would not know the difference with, Wendy also wants number 2. I don't see how you would not know the difference between drywall paste and cocaine. Although in all the TV shows, you know how they put their pinky in and go, that is heroin.
No, that's...
It's like, sure, you know how.
That's drywall mud. That's what that is. All right, let's talk about Black Diamond.
Okay, Black Diamond I think is rather glorious for a couple of different reasons. Number 1, They're your service experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Number 2, they give you a bid at the very beginning, and when you get the bill at the end, it's exactly the same as the bid. Now, I suspect that you, much like me, has gotten bids before, and then when it came time to pay it, it was like, oh, well, I didn't tell you about this fee, and, well, you know, we had to add the cheese to the widget, so it was another $50, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that happens. If you call Black Diamond, they're licensed, bonded, and insured. You know who you're letting into your house, and whatever they say is the price is exactly what you're going to get. So you can go to blackdiamondexpert.com and make sure you get all your stuff checked in. These are the guys that'll take care of you. What are you writing?
Oh, I'm writing a secret thing down we're going to talk about next, and it's people are going to hell. And Erin's got the story.
Oh, this guy's picked out a corner suite.
And it's coming up next.
Yeah.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
All right, so far on Facebook Live, if you were following along on the dueling stories of horribleness, number 2, the drywall story. The poor man spent 3 months in jail while they were testing the mixture for cocaine positivity. It was
All right.
not. It was.
You gotta. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
This guy's in the booth. We are gonna do Tell Me Something Good, and then we're gonna go to entertainment news. Okay. So, let's tell me something good.
All right, you're gonna love this one. This is really, really random. Okay, imagine driving for over an hour to meet your wife at a restaurant for her birthday dinner, only to be turned away at the door because you're not wearing the proper footwear.
What do you mean footwear?
Well, Abgar Badash drove from Bradford to a Manchester restaurant, and he was really freaking out because he had been fasting for the holy season of Ramadan, so he couldn't eat throughout the day.
Right.
But his wife had said, well, it's at sundown, we'll go to my favorite restaurant, we'll have a nice birthday dinner.
It's a cool thing.
This is going to be really great. And so they're very excited. He apparently was wearing, like, sandals. And at the door, they said, you can't come in. We have to have proper shoes. So he's looking around and he's freaking and he's thinking, I don't know what to do.
I'm starving.
And while he was standing there, he struck up a conversation with a homeless gentleman named John. And they were chatting kind of about what John was doing and why he was there and blah, blah, blah. Batsa took a chance and said, what shoe size do you wear?
Uh-oh. Look out.
And John, the homeless guy, goes, a 10, and he goes, so do I.
Something good's about to happen.
He said, may I ask you something? He says, if I gave you 10 pounds and my sandals, would you mind swapping for your boots? And John turned down the money, and he said, oh, no, take my boots, go wear them in the restaurant, have a nice dinner, and then just drop them back off when you come back out. He said, I'm just happy to help another human being. I don't
look
care.
At them. They look cool.
So this is incredible. So he had the wonderful meal. He got to spend the birthday with his wife and went back out, switched the shoes again. He's like, John, please let me give you some money. Please let me give you something. And he went, no, you don't have to do that.
It's
It's because someone who was passing by heard the story, though. He came back and he stuck an envelope in John's hand and walked off, and it was $150. I just thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
Now, here's the best part, though. Badshaw, after making friends with John and everything he's done, he goes back there once a week and he takes him to lunch at the restaurant.
Oh, gosh, that's a nice story.
That to me is the best part.
I got
the fact that it became something more, something better.
I am freaking out about this because Daisy coming up is going to tell you. She has a story about Tremors, the movie Tremors.
I love that with Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward.
Well, there's something going on. And she's going to tell you about Tremors and Kevin Bacon. All
right, Daisy's Entertainment News brought to you by Robert J. DeBry. He's got offices in Sandy and down in St. George and in Salt Lake City. Just go to robertdebry.com. Executive transportation for one of those sweet Escalade rides from March to the airport. Just go to executiveutah.com to book it. And Black Diamond Electric Service Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Just go to blackdiamondexpert.com. Daisy, what's going on in Hollywood?
Hi again, Todd and Erin. Here's a look at the headlines from Tinseltown overnight. The Sci-Fi Network is bringing home the Bacon. Kevin Bacon, that is. Bacon will be revisiting his role as Valentine McKee in a reboot of the 1990 cult classic Tremors. Sci-Fi has just ordered up a pilot for a series they hope to air next year. The pilot will feature Bacon in modern times as he once again battles giant predatory earthworms as they snack on the residents of Nevada outback. I've never seen this movie. Yeah, speaking of reboots, Netflix says it will release a series based on Spike Lee's 1986 classic, She's Gotta Have It. DeWanda Wise will star as the sexually adventurous Nola Darling, while Lee will produce and direct the 10-part series. She's Got to Have It will premiere Thanksgiving Day. All we can say is, please, baby, 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 please. And tennis great Serena Williams is bearing a duel in the upcoming August issue of Vanity Fair. The pregnant 35-year-old Williams stripped down for famed photographer Annie Leibovitz after announcing she's expecting her first child with fiancé Alexis Ohanian, co-founder of the social news network Reddit. Williams posed the cover photo on her Twitter account and says it's still unreal to think that she's pregnant. That's it for this edition of Tinseltown Headlines. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Serena Williams' arms on that.
I did not know that film.
Not the same.
Oh,
I could.
But at least you amused Patrick and Daisy, so that counts for something. No, did you see her arms? They were beautiful. They were so sculpted. And it was so cute. Her little belly button had already popped out. You know, it's like a turkey timer when you're pregnant. That was so cute.
I don't know no.
They've been doing it since Demi Moore. I mean, they
That's
have.
true. That's true.
And it's as a matter of fact, our beautiful niece Stephanie is pregnant. No, she did not pose naked for a photo like Serena, but she had some really beautiful photos taken with a pretty white gown to kind of just showcase how beautiful you are.
Right, and I think beautiful women are pregnant. It's
one of those
the
things.
way around.
Except for me, I was not a pretty pregnant person.
You are beautiful.
You're lying. I gained 100 pounds of fluid, and I was like one of those floats you see in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Just more to love.
No, I was hideous. I was not a pretty pregnant girl. Let's just be honest about it. It didn't have...
Kevin Bacon.
Well, that's good.
Kevin Bacon
was good. Good
right.
save, baby.
All right, coming up, Harry Potter. Harry Potter, and he likes Easter. No, what? No, next.
Easter eggs.
Next. I just don't know.
Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
All right, so people who are going to hell.
Now, traditionally, we always try to go with tell me something good, like a meaningful, upbeat, inspiring story, like the homeless man who just gave the gentleman his shoes so that he could go into the restaurant and have a meal with his wife. But every now and then, there's a story so outrageous here in Utah. I mean, like so...
Just local.
Oh, yeah, they're always local. So appallingly over-the-top outrageous that it's like, this person already has a corner suite booked down in hell. I mean, he's already waist-deep in boiling tar.
Don't even get on the up escalator.
It's not going to happen.
All right, so what do we have?
This is it. Okay, so a family is searching for a plaque missing from a 12-year-old's grave. Leslie Meyer, she was 12 years old when she passed away, was buried at the Memorial Estates Cemetery in Cottonwood Heights. This was almost 10 years ago to the day when she was killed in a car crash. Well, the family had gone back Saturday on the 10th anniversary to put down flowers and kind of be there and commune.
Don't tell me. Don't say this.
They found out that they looked at her and they realized her tombstone was missing, the memorial plaque. Oh. And this is the awful part. Her aunt said, I don't even know what to think. I don't even know how they got it out of there because they ripped out the bolts and everything.
Right.
They say, look, I hope they just realized the hurt they did. But the spokesperson from Memorial Estate said, look, we're gonna try to help and work with replacing the plaque on this. But a customized gravestone like that is like thousands of dollars.
The plaque is probably bronze and stuff, and that's probably scrap metal to somebody.
Yeah.
Right? So do they have any other information?
They don't. The sad part is Leslie's aunt's even offering a $100 reward for the return of the plaque.
And which cemetery is it?
And once again, this is the Memorial Estate Cemetery in Cottonwood Heights.
So
and it's for Leslie Meyer. It's got her pretty little face on it and really sweet engravings.
If you are moved by this, I'm sure you could go to the cemetery and make a donation.
Exactly, Memorial Estate Cemetery in Cottonwood Heights.
There you go.
How do you steal a child's tombstone?
Because they don't care, that's why.
You are so going
Harry Potter likes Easter Bunny or something. What is this story about?
No, it's in the honor of the 20th anniversary of the release of Harry Potter.
The book.
And the Sorcerer's Stone, the very
book.
first one, which was like one of my best memories ever. I remember putting our twins out on a blanket in the backyard, and I think we spent the whole summer. I read that to them when they were babies, and I swear they sat and heard every word because they've loved Harry Potter ever since.
So what's the Easter thing?
Well, here's the thing: a Harry Potter Easter egg I can't say this word anymore. Apparated on Facebook Monday morning.
Right.
And this is pretty cool. Now, what you can do is type in several words related to Harry Potter. That could be like Slytherin or Gryffindor or Snape or whatever.
Muggle. I know a word.
A unique color will pop up. It's kind of like how names and places are tagged. You know,
Right.
how it'll go bing and it'll go a different color. And if you click on the different colors, a wand appears and you get all these lightning bolts and stars and colors come shooting out of it. It's just really cute.
It's
just be a fun... Well, I thought it would be a fun thing to show the kids.
I thought there was going to be chocolate eggs involved.
Like Zoe will really be excited because it's a wand.
All right, no, let's go. That's good.
Oh, now you're just humoring me.
You know what? We were contemplating how to wrap up the show today, and you know we have big meetings, and everybody puts their 2 cents in, and
we tend to ignore them.
Back and forth, and finally we thought, you know what? First of all, thank you for watching today. It's a Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com. But what better way to wrap up the show than a minute or so of a piglet eating popcorn? Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
It's all about
Oh,
content.
look at this little snout. Oh, he's so precious.
Wheeler Farm.
Oh, that is so precious. Look at the little snout.
More popcorn.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day. We'll see you later. That was, well, look out.
Oh,
That's the mean
just
sheep.
mean.